Usually I don't post. Usually I don't post, but I want the world to know. Time to pull the drop tops out. Summer nights, it's a vibe, yeah. We've been keeping it in the house. Netflix and chillin', I GDM'in', yeah. Didn't wanna share my love till I found someone I'm sure of. Young and untamed, I've been out of range, keeping it low. But I wanna be bold with it. Don't care who we told about it. Wow, baby, got a hold on it. Let love unfold tonight. They'll be calling us gold. No lies, so rare with it. You can let them stare at it. Now I'm prepared. Oh, instead of love out loud, since we ain't going nowhere. So tonight, baby, meet me. Timing's right, so right. Our romance to be can't deny. I love the things we do when it's just us two. But tonight, meet me outside. Usually I don't post. Usually I don't post, but I want the world to know. I'm a good catch, but I never let him catch me. No, I never let him claim me. Wild thing try to tame me, but you got my mood on sunshine. Let's take a trip, souls on big smile. Let's hit this lake, stars are in line. I'm posted, lay with me in the moonlight. I wanna be bold with it. Don't care who we told about it. Well, baby, got a hold on it. Let love unfold tonight. They'll be calling us gold. No lies, so rare with it. You can let them stare at it. Now I'm prepared. Oh, instead of love out loud, since we ain't going nowhere. So tonight, baby, meet me. Time is right.
Oh, Mr. Clear! What the fuck you doing to my face? I wasn't doing that.
In here with me. Anyway, Dookie, you don't want it.
I don't either, right?
There's a problem with these other people around here. They causing all this drama because they mad because they're ugly. There ought to be a law against two ugly people because they'll bring another ugly person in the world. If you don't believe me, file ugly person home. Somebody ugly will open the door. Won't nobody open the door because don't nobody want to live.
Hey, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related. And sometimes it's sweet, y'all, and sometimes it's not, but nevertheless, you're going to get all of this work. And y'all see, I'm not here alone. I have two lovely panelists tonight, EJ, the TV junkie, and Tyra over at Struggle Reviews. EJ, how are you doing this fine Saturday? Are you ready to dive in to Eat, Slay, Love?
I am. I got so much stuff on my chest that I just want to go ahead and get it out there. So I'm ready. ready.
How about you, Tyra? Happy Saturday. How are you doing today? And are you ready to get all up in it?
Oh yeah, I'm good. We watched this together. So yeah, let's talk about her.
And I love to see it. We already have 30 people in the building. Thank y'all so much for being here with us. I hope you guys all watched it. It was only 3 episodes. But if you didn't, we're going to put you on. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give you all of the details. And DeMarcus came through dripping. Do you hear me? Thank you so much for the $3 super chat, DeMarcus. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. And thank you for another $2 super chat. He made his rounds, which we love and appreciate. Thank you so much for the constant support, DeMarcus. We appreciate you so much. And hello, everyone in the chat. Welcome, because we're going to get into it. And you know what? I'm not even going to try to be nice. I'm not even going to tell that lie. It's the day before Sunday. I'm not going to try to be nice at all. But we are going to dive right into it. And y'all know I start this the same way every single time I host. And this being that it's a reality show is a little bit different. But Tyra, I want to start with you in terms of reality TV, because I know you kind of go back on the Wayback Machine with me a little bit as far as our induction into reality TV. How did this compare, and what did you think of this as a reality show? The concept, the cast, all that.
I enjoyed it. Unlike a lot of the stuff that we've watched recently, I was a little bit that it was just 3 episodes. I could have watched this, on a weekly basis. I could have did with eight or 10 episodes of this. And the concept of these women, I don't know how many people have actually seen Eat, Pray, Love, but we're going away. We're traveling and getting our life, tasting the food, being with the people, forgetting about our troubles. And I enjoyed this. This is something that can be interchangeable with many women. It seems like, they try to give it as if these women had some solid foundation prior, but you can tell like this was we're going to put this one and that one, this star from, Love and Hip Hop and Eva Pickford and Nivea and R&B and this comedian, and kind of just see what happens. I think they should do this again. And if they do, I would appreciate if it was, more of an 8-episode situation. I was with them. I wanted to go. I wanted to go. And I also love that we didn't go to the stereotypical places. We went to Vietnam and we traveled and seen a whole lot. It was a lot to be appreciated about this show.
Absolutely. I loved seeing us there. And Bravo's Ultimate Girls Trip don't have nothing on this. I thought that this was different. I love that we're going on this journey. I love it that we're having multiple destinations. I love it didn't seem like they were cheaping out on it, which we see a lot of times with the Black reality shows. I was here for it. EJ, overall thoughts about this reality show?
Well, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was dope. Y'all know I don't really be into a whole lot of reality shows. That era of mine kind of faded a while ago, but this is kind of bringing me back in, since we've been kind of dabbling into it. And I really enjoyed this. I loved where they went. I love the fact that they went to Vietnam. Open my eyes. I ain't never been to Vietnam. I don't know what's over there in Vietnam, but I will be the person that says I was stereotypical and maybe thought a little something different about it. But this right here opened my eyes to something totally different. I would be here for definitely a real whole season of it. And even if they rotated different women out, I would love to see the aspect of this and like going to these exotic places, like you said, like something different, like just not exactly, what we've already seen, and just kind of rotating something out like that. Like I would be here for that, and I would absolutely watch that.
Me too. Yeah. Let's give it up, because again, even though it did feel like we knew that this wasn't like a real cohesive friend group like that. But I will say by the 3rd episode, it really felt like a sisterhood, and y'all know I'm here for that.
I wonder why.
We're gonna get to it, because I got multiple. Yeah, we're gonna get into it here. If my slides decide to cooperate with me on tonight. Yeah, there we go. And I wanted to get here because we need to talk about it. You need to meet the ladies who were here. And I just, listen, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. You know what I mean? If we didn't know before, we know it now. We meet London, who is she an aspiring comedian? Is she a comedian? She had a comedy special back in 2020. And I guess she feels like she's that girl. We all know and love Nivea, okay, recording artist, Grammy-nominated, I believe. Is she nominated? I don't think she won one. We have Eva Pickford, which we know from America's Next Top Model. We know Eva from everywhere, all the Queen's Men, now that I'm watching. And it was good to see her. It's always good to see Eva. I loved her on Housewives. Every space she's in, I'm here for her. And then Tammy Rivera, a businesswoman in her own right now, but most of us know her from her reality show with ex-husband Waka Flocka. EJ, what did you think of this casting? What did you think of these ladies? And what's been your experience with each of them, if you have any?
Yeah, so Tammy, I remember her back from Love and Hip Hop when I used to watch Love and Hip Hop back in the day. And then, of course, Waka Flocka, whatever it was called, with the Flocka, y'all know. But Tammy, I ride for Tammy. I like Tammy. I don't like her in everything. Like in all the reality stuff that she's played in, I always feel like she being authentic. And that's what I like about her. I feel like she don't be switching it up for y'all. She just who she is no matter what. And that's the most thing that stands out for me with her. Eva is just a vibe. I'm sorry. No matter what she is, she always gonna be a vibe. And y'all already know I'm loving All the Queen's Men. That's another plug, y'all. All the Queen's Men coming soon, November 28th. She always gonna be a vibe. Nivea, I only knew her from her music. Like, I would love to see more of her though, because I'm really loving her energy. Like, I would love to see her in her own thing. Like, that might be a reality show I would buy into as well. Like, I would really watch Nivea because I feel like she has a lot to offer as far as entertainment wise. It would be nice to really get to know her now that we've gotten a little tidbit of her from here. And then London, you can just keep her in the UK. I don't give her.
Take her back. Listen, I don't want to see no London in nothing. I felt like I just went over to Netflix and disliked her comedy special just on GP after I watched this because now Nivea was on the first season of Queen's Court. That's when I fell in love with Nivea because again, I hadn't seen her represented outside of her music until then. But if you really want to get a good dose of Nivea over 8 or 10 episodes, please go out and check out Queen's Court season 1. I really enjoyed it. Tyra, how you know these people? Do you know these people? And what did you think of them as a collective, as a group?
Girl, I grew up with these people, especially them two in the middle. You know, we was headed to the laundromat with her and Nick Cannon back in the early 2000s. We was there. We was dancing in the sand with Mystical when the danger was there, when he was yelling. I was here for it, but that's that point in time of growing up as a grown adult. For all I knew, this was just Nivea, singer turned baby mama to the dream in Lil Wayne. I didn't really know anything about her aside from that, and it was really nice to get into her. She really reminded me of Kiki Wyatt, child. But she was, she's fun. I appreciated seeing her in a different light beyond, who she has children by. Eva, now you know that's and I don't watch any of All the Queen's Men. I'm getting over there. And I'm going.
Come on over.
I'm going, and I haven't seen her in the what is it? Atlanta House? Was she on Atlanta Housewives?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that either. I just know her, baby. That's the top model. Okay, Eva Pickford won. She came. She saw. She won. I watched her in real time on TV, so that's where I know her from. Tammy is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. That's the only place I've seen her over there, forgiving Waka Flocka for all his sins and damnations. And I'm happy that we're beyond that, and she's here and not Mrs. Flocka. Miss London ain't never seen or heard of this woman in my life, and I don't care to anymore. I don't want to. She can stay where she is. She can stay where her name is. Okay, goodbye.
Never again. I don't have to see her. So the dream trip. And again, this is what I loved about it, because again, if you've seen the Julia Roberts movie, Eat, Pray, Love, you know that there were multiple destinations and she was getting what she needed at every single stop. Right. And that's exactly what they did. We start in Hanoi, right, which is the big metropolitan city where they stay at this beautiful boutique style hotel. And then we go to Nha Trang. That was the beach. I believe that was the last stop. And then Ninh Binh was, I feel like that was the prey section. You know what I'm saying? We ate in Hanoi, we prayed in Ninh Binh, and we loved in Nha Trang, and I enjoyed that. EJ, is this a dream trip for you? Would this have been a dream trip?
I'm here for it. Now, initially, I wouldn't have thought it was a dream trip, but after seeing this, I could go hang out with Buddha. I'm with it.
You know what?
What?
I already know the answer for Tyra. Tyra, is this a dream trip? Would you go with your girly pops and have this experience?
Hell yeah. Yes. This is on my bucket list. If I was to go anywhere, this isn't my tippy top, but this is definitely top 3. I'm telling you, I would have been over there in the Buddhist temple crying like Nivea. I would have had inner awakening. Like it would have been everything. I would love to go here. It's always the places where you would think like, oh, why would anybody? All the popular spots, them tourist spots you try to go to, those are the trash spots. Y'all know that.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Dane, for the $2 super chat. And he says, another reality show. Y'all killing me, man. Dane, we're not trying to, I promise.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Say something else, Dane.
We're not trying to take you out though, bro.
You be okay.
And another $2 super chat. Peace, ladies. We appreciate you. Dane's always going to show up talking ish, but he's going to drop a super chat. And so for that, for that, we love him. You know, we'll keep him around for that purpose. But the drama begins, y'all. And it starts with tricking, right? So we meet the ladies in Atlanta, and they are flying to Vietnam. And immediately I'm taken aback. All right. Immediately, I'm kind of annoyed because we discover that London likes to make fun of people that she meets. You know what I mean? She feels like that builds a bond. She also has learned everything about Black American culture from TV shows. Okay. So when she finds out that Tammy is from Baltimore, she said, like The Wire? I'm so sorry for you. I'm so sorry for you. She's like, oh, Crenshaw, that's where Moesha lived. Oh, is it, Stamford, Connecticut? That was this. All her basis of Black people in America is all around TV, right? And so, they're taking the jabs, they letting it roll off their back. And they say, you kind of be tricking, because, London, you spend all your money on these men. And she says, yes, but I'm not a trick. I'm not a trick. And they said, well, that's what a trick is, baby girl. You spend your money for D. And she's like, me? And she acted really offended. And Tammy in her confessional says, well, this lady has a comedy special called To Catch a D. How are you acting like this is so offensive? Because at the end of the day, London, you're tricking, but it's not tricking if you got it. Tyra, talk to me about our initial introduction to London. And is she a big trick? Hey.
The way she got on my nerves instantly. One thing I can't stand is somebody who can dish it but doesn't want to take it back. She came here with the intent of, I'm the comedian and I like to play and joke around and everybody doesn't get my humor. And, don't take offense. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but as soon as somebody says something to you, it's something completely different. First of all, if any of us took that approach and said, oh, London, where all the slums and the knife fights happen, because that's what we see on TV, where all the people, all the knives getting slinged and all the top boys running around in their little puffer jackets selling drugs, that London, then we would be ignorant. So I don't know why we would take Boys in the Hood and The Wire and go okay, well, I just assumed that. Baby, and then all these dated 90s shows. I'm like, baby, you are trying to tap into a market and have been. She's trying to break through as a comedian. So it's just kind of beyond me that she would just be totally inept and not know anything about. Yeah, it just felt like she was going out of her way to be offensive. But that's definitely tricking. To catch a D, that's definitely tricking. And I feel like she felt tricked when she got there, when she was informed that she was tricking. Not only am I tricking, but all y'all getting proposed to, and I'm out here buying these. Something ain't right. But I'm from London. I'm from London. You operating wrong. You over there, but you don't know what a trick is. I was like, I ain't believe that neither. I didn't believe that either. But yeah, I immediately was trying to get into her, and I just couldn't. I don't think she wanted to be.
I don't either. And that was my thing, because the other ladies, and I can see everybody has something going on, right? We know that Nivea has a new project that she's working on. London has her comedy career. Eva's always doing a project. Her new season of All the Queen's Men is coming out. I understand the timing for most of these ladies with this, but there was just something so disingenuous about London for me. What about you, EJ? And is she a big trick? What did you think about your introduction to her?
Listen, first and foremost, London better be glad that Eva is on one of those kumbaya moments right now, because there was a time when Eva would have just straight went in, and I was like, that was different. But you could tell that she's just in a place where she ain't trying to she keeping it cute. But I was like, what are we doing here, London? You cannot be this oblivious to everything. I don't believe anything that you're saying. I don't believe not one single word that comes out of your mouth. There's no way that you don't know all of these things. And how hypocritical is it of you to talk about how you want to joke and how joking lets people know that you like them or something like that was her words, right? But then the minute that you feel a certain type of way, all of a sudden it's attacking. But you've been going in on people and everybody's just been ha ha ha, just kind of taking it and just realizing what it is. Because I mean, we understand, different cultures, different things, but ma'am, there is a way to be respectful. And I felt like she was just out of line, and it is absolutely tricking, Ashley. I know they say it ain't tricking if you got it, but ma'am, this is tricking. This is straight up tricking.
Straight up. That, I mean, I say it too, because I mean, girl, what are we doing here? And I think a lot of it is feigned ignorance. You've been in LA for these 4 years. You're not really new to the States. You've been here for a little while. It's just, to me, that's intentional ignorance at this point. If you're still going based on a TV show, and you're absolutely right. She was trying to cut them up as well. And I don't get it, how the people who want to joke the most be the most sensitive. But the next event, and this was strike 2 for me, because girl, don't come out here embarrassing us. Eva is fragile in this state, right? We find out during the very early episode or first episode that she's still kind of recovering from her divorce from Michael Sterling, who we saw on Housewives of Atlanta, if you watch that, and how it almost feels like Eva is still in love with that man, right? But she has a friend, TNA, who is also a part of a Next Top Model, but for Vietnam, who is kind of that girl in Vietnam. And she hosts this lovely dinner and invites these ladies here. Okay. And we're talking, having a good time, I think, until we get into the conversation of proposals. And London verifies and discovers that everybody at this table has been proposed to 5 or more times, except for her. She doesn't have any one proposal. And do you know what she does? She gets up, she tries to storm out. Oh, I'm just so unworthy, so unloved, all of these things, waiting for a piece of attention. And so TNA's face was my face while watching this, because I want to know, is you okay? EJ, what's wrong with her? And what did you think of this dinner? That was so embarrassing. You bring this chick to meet your friend, your international friend, who has a completely different set of rules and customs, and you come and just show your behind?
Yeah, that was like another sign for me. That was another warning sign that London, first of all, she likes attention. She loves attention and she craves it, and she needs to be the center of all of this all the time, which is red flag. But the next thing is that Eva, quite frankly, I remember her saying, and I know I'm not tripping, but I remember her basically saying, don't get in here showing y'all AWS. Mm-hmm. She didn't say it like that, but she did say that she needed people to be on their best behavior pretty much. And then you get in there and the first thing you do is the opposite of that. Like, it wasn't even that deep. Even if you felt this way, after you even said it the first time, okay, ha, ha, ha. After that, it just should have been done. Why do we have to keep going and going and going with it? And then it gets real. Like, at first I was like, oh, okay, she's just joking. But then it got to the point where you knew she was not joking, where she was so serious. How do you get upset about something that just because you haven't had that experience and everybody else? You know what that said to me, Tyra? That said to me that I think that I'm better than all of you, and I dare somebody propose to y'all 3, 4, 5 times and not me. What is it? Oh, go ahead. I'm done. That girl, she irritated me, y'all.
You're right. And you can see it on her face in that bottom left-hand slide down there. That's how she was looking. And what's crazy is, they say, a lot of people will do things in jest, but it really speaks the truth. That was her heart. She felt like she was more worthy than these ladies of having been proposed to. EJ, you hit the nail on the head, in my opinion. I never thought she was playing. When she got up with the little storming out and all that, I said, oh, this heifer is in rare form. But this is her. Tyra, I needed a second, third, fourth opinion on this, because I thought I was being hard on London. What did you think of this whole scene that she made at this dinner?
I was like, did they contract her to be the because this girl is just 3 episodes where you brought in to be the villain? Or why create this narrative around yourself? This did not warrant that type of response. It wasn't that serious. For one, we are in Vietnam. We're a guest here, and you show out that way to get. Oh no, I'm like, what was the show for? And from that moment, from there, I was like, oh, she wants to pull stunts and shows. She's the type who wants to be the center of attention. She wants somebody to come after her, cater to her. Oh, no, London, it's okay. Come back. No, girl, nobody's doing that. We're all grown here. And we all came here for, Nivea's birthday, in a sense, and to get together and have camaraderie. And if you haven't, and I think that they were as courteous as they could have been, because she dragged it, and it's just like, well, maybe it's just not your time, and who cares about how many times we've, been proposed to? We're also divorced here. We've also, been through other trials with marriage. So I would have much rather waited for that one good proposal, my husband of years, than had go through this mess. Like, it's nothing towards you, nothing personal, but she took it and it made it look like, how dare anybody propose to you multiple times over me, as if she was better. There was just this air of superiority from the time they sat down, and it didn't stop from the moment she left.
All that. Read your super Tyra from Day.
Thank you so much, Jane. I remember London is the chick that went viral for saying she doesn't date Black British men and bashing them. That's more likely why she was casted. Ciao. I couldn't. I'm gonna go. I normally don't take nothing president in anything that I haven't seen, but I'm gonna go look up the video. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said that.
I wouldn't either. She seems like she's a fire starter, rage baiter type of person, because her behavior throughout this was wild to me. This really pissed me off as well, because we know, again, we are there, like you said, for Nivea's 42nd birthday, I believe. And so while we're in Hanoi, it's like, let's do all the things, right? We're going to eat, right? We want to eat, but we also want to throw ourselves in the culture. So when they get to their beautiful hotel, they're greeted by a woman who's wearing like the traditional Vietnamese dress or garb. It's not really a dress. I think it's a dress on top, party on the bottom is how they described it. And so they're out and about, and they decide they want to go to this dress shop, and everyone's super excited. If you know anything about Tammy, you know that she's like, she was a stylist, I think, before. And so she's really into the fashion. She says everywhere she goes, she has to get a piece. Eva is that girl, right? Top model. And so, they had to go get fitted for the dress. And I was like, look at these turnaround times, 24 to 48 hours for a dress, like custom. They
turn around the money. Ashley mentioned the money.
Well, it was what it was. It was
$40.
Yeah, it was what, 4 million in whatever their currency is, and they were counting out the money, and they were like, "Oh, okay, we got this." It was really cheap. I think for all four, what was it, like $400 or something in US dollars? But while we're there, everyone's having an experience doing that. And London again has to just be the party pooper, because she's like, I don't want to wear it. I don't want to wear this. I don't want to wear this. I feel like it's cultural appropriation. And my question was, she was looking crazy when she got the bill. I'm like, she says she has all this money in class, but sis, are you like a secret brokey? Jay, talk to me about this. Was this cultural appropriation in your eyes?
Absolutely not. First and foremost, these young ladies have been around for a while enough to, especially with Tammy being into fashion. Eva has traveled the world. There is no way that they would have went over there and disrespected these people's culture in any way. They would have put their own twist and taste onto it. And that's exactly what they ended up doing. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that I even thought for a minute that that's what they were going to try to do. They weren't going full kimono face and all that type of stuff. I don't even know if that's where that is, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. They weren't doing the painting of the faces and all that type of stuff and doing like the whole nine. It's not like they were doing that. They were just getting dresses, and there was nothing wrong with that. I feel like she took it too far again, just because she didn't want it. Maybe it wasn't her style, but the thing is, embrace the culture while we're here. Embrace the sisterhood, embrace all of that. You said you wanted an experience, right? Then be a part of the experience. Like, don't be that person. I just, that irritated me so much. And yeah, she might be, because she's looking at these prices and I'm just like, ma'am, do you know what it equates to in US dollars? Like, it's not that expensive. I can afford it. It's not that expensive. We good. Come on, let's go.
She tried it. And then what she tries to play is, I just don't want to try it on camera. I have body dysmorphia, but not soon after, she done told Eva that Eva got body dysmorphia because Tammy's luggage was lost. And Eva was like, I got some joggers in there you can probably fit. And London takes that moment to chime in and say, Eva, you don't have anything Tammy size. You have body dysmorphia. You don't know what size you are. And I'm thinking, Eva literally got paid to know what size she was. Like, she had to know which size she was. Why would she be tone deaf and not know her own. It was weird as hell to me. But then she says, it's me who has body dysmorphia, and I just didn't want to get fitted on camera. Tyra, talk to me about the cultural appropriation of it all. Is she a brokey and body dysmorphia? What the hell?
No, I'm the cultural the cultural appropriation thing. I was fine with it. That's her opinion. If you don't want to try these things on or be fitted for any of their garb, that's fine. That's your opinion. I wanted Tammy to leave her alone, baby. Once you say no to something, I'm not gonna keep. Well, girl, I could do your hair up, do some buns. I can make it like no. She said no, leave her alone. It was that sense of kind of bringing down the room and looking like I'm not, it would be different if it's like, I don't want to do that. I'm not comfortable, but y'all, go ahead. Y'all look gorgeous. Blah, blah, blah. It was just like, it's cultural. It was just like, like I wouldn't partake in it. And what does it say about you that you would? Like, this is a little questionable. I'm not liking it. That was that. I was fine. That's your choice. When she went into the body dysmorphia situation, I think with all of us, especially those of us who grew up with Eva up until now, we can notice that there is a drastic change in her appearance. And it's not for us to say what's wrong or what's happening, but we know that it is something. It could be something serious. It could be stress. She could just be having a moment. But to acknowledge it and diagnose somebody with body dysmorphia and you don't even know what's going on,
Crazy.
Ignorant. That was so ignorant. And that pissed me off because she was like, well, yeah, I said it. Like, look at you. Like, why would you have anything in her size? She's like, because I do like, larger clothing. I like my clothes baggy. Like, why? But for her to say that, I thought that was very insensitive. And at that point, I wanted to pop her in the mouth.
Exactly.
When I tell you the level of restraint that Eva has shown is not the Eva we knew before. This is not America's Next Top Model Eva, baby, because she would have popped off.
Eva's tired. Eva is tired. This is not Eva. Eva is. I was questioning like her because of her appearance and how she's kind of internalizing that broken marriage. And I was like, I don't even want her on the show. I just want her to, really, really go heal in private because this wasn't the place. Because London didn't come on this trip to heal nothing.
Baby, London came to be a agent of chaos is what she came for. And this is kind of my face after all is said and done. I just had to throw Nivea up here in this slide because this face was priceless. And I hated it for Nivea because this trip was really supposed to center around her birthday. This was a dream of hers. She's trying to find her spirit. She's still seeking, it seems, her spirituality and all of that. And I feel like everything, especially the food tour, was brutally rebuffed because these heifers want to fight. Now, I just want to know real quick, how did Sade get into this? Because we find out that the three things that we've already seen wasn't the end of it. They're going on and on and on because London want to claim Sade for Britain because we don't have many black women in Britain. She's our girl. And Tammy was like, well, no, we looked her up and she's actually Nigerian as well. Well, no, she's British. She's the British girlie. So they get into all this is where the snowball event happened, right? This is where everything kind of culminates. But it starts with Sade. Tyra, why is Sade catching strays and how did she get into this?
Why we can't equal opportunity, Sade? Why can't we share Sade? I don't think it was anything to cause that much of a ruckus over, but London wanted to take that time to claim like this is ours. She could never be for you because she's ours. Why are you claiming her? It was like a personal thing. And then, Tammy can be real rah-rah. We gonna jump real extra and real defensive. I'm like, yo, it's Sade. It's smooth operator. It's your love is clean. It's cherish the day. Relax. We can both love Sade equally, and nobody was wrong in the situation. She was half and half. There was some Nigerian. It was just a really stupid argument, and you know how and we're trying to get to the food. What are we doing?
Listen, this is how it started.
What are we doing? You know how much it pissed me off to even see them eat some McDonald's. What are we doing? We are supposed to be eating delicacies and eating the food. What you don't do is mess up my vacation and mess up the food tour. You can do whatever the hell you want to do, but this isn't about you. This is about the food we're getting to, and you ruined it. I didn't see a lick of food, and I was looking forward to it.
Lord have
Yep.
mercy. EJ, you got anything on this before I ease on down? I just had to throw Sade in the mix.
Listen, this is where it took the biggest turn. I mean, listen, I'm not mad at Tammy about this. Listen, the reason why I'm not mad at Tammy is because even though she didn't have to keep going with it, I'm not mad because she was just pointing out a fact, right? And at the end of the day, it felt like you could have pointed out a fact, because I feel like that's something that I would like joke about with my friends, like, yeah, but they have this too, and just keep it pushing, and it would be a joke, and we would just go on with life. But it felt like London took that so personally. I thought we were just joking. I don't know how we got here, and it went way too far. And I wish we did have Eva of Top Model.
Oh Lord, not the dialogue.
Yes, because we didn't get to see it, and I needed just to have screenshots so people wouldn't say I was lying. Because really, what made it sad for me, because I hate to think that any member of the diaspora, period, on any continent would behave in the way that London did. Because after Sade, we get into another conversation. One of the producers recovered, which is why we have just the captions, because we didn't get to actually see them. Okay, and we get into this whole conversation: Black culture versus British Black culture, American Black culture versus British Black culture. And London gave very much xenophobic to me, basically stating that London, the UK, is way better than America, treats their citizenry way better. The Black people in the UK are not treated poorly, nothing like Black people are treated in America. You know, they don't have the same struggles, you know, they don't have a ghetto. The UK has no ghetto. And I had to put it on the screen so you would see that. London says they don't. And Eva, that's when Eva chimes in, right? And she says, and Britain has a effing ghetto. And so it's Tammy and Eva going back and forth. And Eva eventually says, well, if you were so much in love with the UK, why did you move your happy tail to America? And London says, let's be very clear. If I wasn't in comedy, I would never move to America. This was a disgusting conversation for me, because how can we discovered that London's mother was a hotelier back in London. She has never known struggle in her life. She clearly has had a silver spoon in her mouth and is not acquainted with anyone else's struggles but her own, right? Mental or otherwise, because it doesn't seem that finances have been a thing for her. But just this idea that you can have no empathy, you can't understand the plight of any other people in your country. Like you can't honestly tell me that she believes that no Black people in the UK have experienced racism. I mean, that's where colonization like began. Like they came from there. It was so sad and disturbing to me. And I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Classism and elitism outranks race every single time. That money is going to be the biggest divide, I think, that you see in a lot of these situations. Lord, Tyra, I'm going to start with you. I know you had strong feelings about it.
Why you go to EJ? Why you go to EJ? Oh, this was disgusting. This really made me mad, because I was like, we escalated to hear from Sade. There was always this sense of like superiority, blah, 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 blah. We learned early on that she did come from money. Cool. But that doesn't equate to class, clearly, because why would you let this leave your lips? Like the narrative that she is putting on her folks back that way, because there's already that sense of them thinking that they're better. And it's good. We're good to, come across that water and use you guys to supplement our careers, get these roles, and expand our comedic journey in our career. And we got to start at the Laugh House and work our way up and get into a Kevin Hart and get into a comedy special and collect my funds but go back home, because y'all could never. Like that's trash. That's trash. But I mean, at least she's honest. I'll say that, because unfortunately a lot of people feel like London. A lot of people feel like where they're from is better, and naturally so, but let's not act like you coming here is not going to service you. My thing was like, girl, what about your brand? Because you're very smart, right? What about your brand? What about the people who are going to see this and not want to work with you? Like this was ignorant to me, and I didn't understand what she was trying to accomplish here. But I'll say at least she was honest in showing who she truly was. I knew the trip was over for them for at this point.
Oh yeah, it was Dunners. EJ, talk to me about this conversation.
Yeah, this conversation was pretty sad because at the end of the day, we're all one race, and that's the human race. And the fact that you couldn't even get on that level just irritated the hell out of me. Like the fact that they recorded a conversation, because this could have been one of those things where she would have said that she never said that. Like, I just feel like she would have said, I never said that. I would never say that. But somebody recorded it, and thank goodness they recorded it, because there is no way in the world I would ever support anything that she got going on. I wouldn't give a darn what she was doing. But that is the thing. Like, you have so many actors that come over here from the UK that do they do benefit from that.
EJ, the actors, the rappers, like, you have to break through, the American market to get your best funds and to get that money ran. Like, and this is a sick mentality to have. You can't have it both ways. This is sad. And whoever over there with her, stay over there, excel in your career where you are. Don't don't do us any favors. Like, I'm about to cuss. I'm sorry, EJ.
It's okay. No. You're absolutely right. And then, and like you said, when you talked about brand, I went to her Instagram. I had to. I just had to see what was on the thing. I just needed to know. And you talk about brand, though, like, seriously, this could very well be damaging to your brand. I'm sorry, we're in the day and age of social media where people are going to clip things up. They're going to put it out there. And I don't know, like, everybody that saw this, that I spoke with, that saw this was like, I was not feeling her. There's nothing that I would support that she is doing. And I feel like she just really went in, and I feel like she just made a big mistake, like a huge mistake, by showing who she was. Huge. And I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see it.
Because it's not cute. And I just even hate the seed that I feel like it's sown, like, of division, because it never even had to be that, girl. It never even had to be that. Ugh. And so this is the final straw.
Richard gave me a check and I'm a pretty woman. Huge mistake. Big.
Huge, big. Huge. This was the final straw, baby, because not Nivea not getting to go on her food tour at all. Because we get into a conversation in London, she can't even stay seated at the table. And never you snubbing my good sis, Eva. And I just had to give it up to the maturity there. So London comes back to the table where the ladies are, because, again, she's walked off. They've walked off because she feels attacked. They're attacking me. They're attacking me, and they're never going to take responsibility for how they treated me. And Tammy's like, no, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And you lied. There are ghettos there, and you're not going to make me the Baltimore Wire ghetto black girl who's mistreating, what'd she say, the lost Londoner. Like, you're not going to paint that narrative. You're not going to do that. London sits at that table, talks to Nivea while talking about the other ladies, but not even looking at them, not even affording them the respect of looking in their direction as Tammy starts going up, because Tammy not going to stop. She said, baby, if you that sensitive, we can never talk, because listen, who's sensitive? And Nivea said, well, she's sensitive. And Tammy said, I'm sensitive too. She said, but you're not the one crying. And Tammy made the face I made. Girl, because if you sit up here and try to muster some tears all about this conversation, you're lame. She gets up, runs off. Eva decides that she's going to go after her, try to talk to her. Do you know that she ignored Eva and kept walking? Eva came back to that table crying, saying, look, I can't handle this. I got too much on my plate. I'm over it. Listen, we got to do something. EJ, talk to me about the final straw and how she played in my girl Eva face. I hated this. And y'all, if y'all didn't know EJ be cussing, she be cussing. Because when we watched this all together, she was clicking and going off on London. I throw that out there.
Y'all know I don't be cussing like that. Nah, I really do. I got some curse words for you, and I had a lot of them for London, because why are we doing this to Eva? Like, first of all, we don't do this to top model. I mean, this is not how we do. We done took the time to come after you, to try to talk to you, to try to, try to make the situation better, to try to be the mature one, and then you just go act like she wasn't even there. Girl, you could have got, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, there's some type of stuff that get people slapped, get people hit. And I believe in keeping your hands, feet, and other objects to yourself. I believe in the rule that we learned at school, right? I believe in that. But this right here, the way I would have, she deserved an elbow for this one. That was just, once again, showing that she thought that she was better, that she has no respect for other people. I mean, she's just a horrible individual. I'm sorry. I don't like nothing about this chick. That's just that's wrong. She could have said something. She could have said, "Just give me a minute. Like, I need some space right now. Thank you for coming to check on me, but I just need some space." Like, what would that have hurt? Like, I don't understand. I'm mad. Again.
To not even acknowledge someone that's speaking to you is so disrespectful. And what got me is that you just can't take what you give, because apparently when they're having the Sade conversation, she tells Tammy, well, you better not say that around some people in London. And Tammy says, well, I got some friends. If you would have said some of the stuff you said, they would have slapped you in your mouth. Tyra, talk to me about the final straw and how she played in my good sis Eva's face. I didn't like that.
It's me. I'm some friends, because shut up, girl. The food tour was right there. We came. Oh, it's always that one heifer. It's always that one heifer. I guess this was accurate. If you have a trip of 3, trip of 4, trip of whatever, it's always one heifer that came there to ruin the trip. Came there to be a Sour Patch Kid. Came there with no fun. It's like, girl, you should just stayed home. You should have just stayed home. I don't know what she came here for. But it was like from this moment on, she wanted things to kind of revolve around her. We wasn't trying to elevate or move on from anything or try to have any type of understanding. She was over it. She was over it. And the walk off, I think she wanted all the ladies to come after her and cater. We're sorry. Nobody's doing that. You got to know who you're sitting here with, especially Tammy's ass. She wasn't doing that. And we knew that. But she couldn't. I was like, where are you going? This showboating, baby, the only place for you to go is back to your room. You're in Vietnam alone at this point, walking off on some mangy street. Where are you going? Like, and I would have been a dummy. I would have been the Eva. Like, well, it's one thing, because I wasn't going to be the Nivea. I'm not going to be the mama bear trying to, like, no, everybody's grown here. Everybody's 30 plus here. I really don't have time for this. If there is a misunderstanding, you guys talk about it and deal with it as women, and let's move on respectfully. Nobody's here to cater to you or none of those things. But it would have been me, because I'm not with you going off in some foreign place by yourself. Hey, I'm just girl. When she girl, the way I would have put my foot in the middle of her back. Because where are you going? That irritated me, baby. When Eva left this trying to be a savior and went back to that table, I have a lot going on. I was like, Eva, I got a whole lot going on. I'm just trying to deal with it. I say, oh, Eva, like, and that's the whole thing with this trip. Everybody here has personal things going on. Everybody was supposed to be, relating, eating, laughing, relinquishing the stressors that even brought them here to this moment. And then we come here in that stress because there's no slums in London. Like,
be for real.
What are we talking about here? Like this would have been it, baby. I wouldn't have had anything else to say to her, because clearly you came here for something. You're not receiving that, and there was never going to be an understanding. From this moment, she should have just left like she always. She got up at the table. Ain't no proposal. I ain't get proposed. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Mm-hmm. She should have left then. She should have left.
Yep. Would have saved us some time and energy, and we might have gotten on the food tour. So we make it to our next destination, our next city in Vietnam. And finally, she's gone. She don't even deserve to be in the picture. But it was Eva and Tammy trying to look like they were a little bit concerned. Like, oh, okay, girl. Because basically she says, I'm not being true to myself. And continuing to talk over Tammy and be very disrespectful, even in her goodbye. But Nivea wants to sit up there and cry. Nivea, stop it. Let the hoe go. Let her go. Let her go. Let her go. And I just had to throw this in there because, bye, girl. London don't deserve any more of our time, because after that, it was a brand new trip. Unless y'all want to say something about her departure.
Oh, everyone know. She was here for this. That's what sent me. I felt like, baby, we gonna roll up to the Buddhist temple, the temple with the 24 karat and whatnot. We're awakening the chi. What you bringing it back to the house for? What are you bringing these things back to this Zen space for? From that moment, it was just like, all right, we're just going to be fake and act like nothing's going on. And I'm going to pretend, even though I'm still bothered. And we're arguing with Eva about tea and how tea goes. And versus here in Americans, y'all do the tea wrong in the back. I was like, girl, why? Why are you being so particular about nothing? This here was this was after they walk
This
by
is after
her.
the temple.
Yeah,
This is after the temple.
no,
After
this
they
is
walk
after
by
the
her.
temple and after they walk by her on that bridge to go to the rice field, and she
And she
ignored
pays
them.
them dust. Yeah, she pays them dust.
Like, what the hell is going on here? I was not upset to see her go. She took too long to leave at this point. What we said enough. Go on about your way. Thank goodness, I guess Nivea cared, because nobody here gave a damn. We showed it.
I wouldn't care, not even a little bit. Bye, heifer. EJ.
I didn't care at all. Like, I didn't care at all. I was just like, goodbye. Like, it's time for you to go. The way you walk past them, like they weren't even there. Like, it's just a disrespect for me. It's like disrespect after disrespect. And then it's the playing victim. Let's not be disrespectful and then try to play, then try to play victim, because that's not cute, you know? And at the end of the day, I feel like, and just kind of going off of looking at this comment, I've kind of felt like Tammy took it in stride many times. Like when we first started this out, we kind of giggled and just kind of took it. But there comes a point when people just not gonna keep taking stuff. Like you just not gonna keep saying little digs and little jabs and think that I'm not gonna say anything back. Because when I try to play with you, because at first it did start off a little playful, but you couldn't take it and you got upset and you got real mad. So now it just is what it is. Like, no, and I just Googled, are there any ghettos in London? And there darn sure are.
Girl, you know there's ghettos in London.
I would have Googled it.
I couldn't have any empathy if we're going to, say one thing out our mouth and go, oh, everything's cool and we're having it. Because I think after the temple, maybe they felt like, you know what? We are tripping. Look where we are. Let's be grateful. Let's be at peace. And then once we get in the van the following, morning or on the way here, and it's just like, oh, my square feet in my home is way bigger than yours. And I live across from such, and who did she say? Adele. And I'm like,
Adele. Girl.
Was that supposed to be her humor?
I don't know what the humor was.
Because that part threw me, because they were talking about cleaning. And she didn't bring nothing to that conversation with that 20,000. That 20,000 was a jab, like, mine is 20,000. But that wasn't even what the conversation was about. It would be okay if we were talking about the square feet of our homes. We were talking about cleaning, because I believe once somebody said something about the maid cleaning 12,000 square feet, something like that, right? And then that's when she said something about 20,000, but it wasn't about the maid and cleaning. It was just talking about her 20,000. It was the way in which it was said and the way that it came out. And I was like, not even necessary. Like,
and what tickled me was Tammy. She said, oh, maybe she's talking about in metric units, not in square feet. No, London will not get any empathy from me, not even a little bit. No, never, because I feel like her intentions were nasty. She's a nasty individual. I don't think there was ever a moment where she truly wanted to empathize or really even get to know these ladies. I think she looked at this show as an opportunity for her career, like a platform. I don't think this was ever about connecting with them. I think it was about making a scene and stunting for the public is what it felt like for me.
Because I'm here for the jokes and her trying to get her comedy on, but the jokes weren't funny, and everything that she, I guess, tried to joke about was with the air of, I'm better than you.
That was the problem right there. If you're gonna joke, it don't need to be like that, because ain't nobody joking about I'm better than you, bitch. No, I mean, sorry. I mean, no. My bad.
No, see,
no.
GJ over here cussing.
Listen, it brought it out of her. I tell you, I hadn't heard it before. I said, "Oh, EJ, cuss. She a professional." Like if Candy said, "Oh, she a professional cusser."
Professional cusser.
And so now we're spiritual awakenings, and I think everybody had a different faith, but I liked how there was no judgment. I think everybody just came in reverence of the awe of everything that this was, because even if you're not a follower of Buddha, you can actually it was incredible to see the craftsmanship, the idea that this huge statue is made of 24 karat gold. It was just something to behold, I think, to all of us, even watching on the screen. So I can imagine being there. But Nivea is the one that this actually had the biggest impact on immediately. Tyra, talk to me about this as she walked in, because you said you may have a similar experience if you entered the temple.
Well, before she got here, I thought she was already a practicing Buddhist, or she was already invested in the religion. So I was like, oh, this is beautiful. But this was just her first in-depth encounter with it up close and personal, to just put the stamp on, this is what I want to follow from now on, beyond just, investing time in collecting different Buddhas and artwork. And I was like, oh, I felt a connection to it because I started out that way. It wasn't a Buddha I saw that I didn't want, and just collecting, and like, oh, even my friends were giving them to me as gifts. And it just started out as an infatuation with the image, and then it progressed to the actual religion, and then it progressed to me actually going to temple on my knees crying. So I was like, oh my God, did I look like this in front of them nice people? But I love what she had to say about religion and her upbringing and what she was told versus how she felt and who she is now and what's speaking to her. It spoke to me, and I thought it was beautiful, and I was happy that she found something in the midst of all the chaos that was happening there. And I was glad that the women, even though they didn't have 100% understanding of it, for the most part, London, they weren't weird about it. They weren't weird about it. They were just like, if she's having a moment, let's just, let her bask in that and appreciate this for what it is, even if we don't understand the religious, makings behind it. For me, if I'm gonna go, praise Jesus and be a Christian and go to church, that's my business. Right now, this is about Nivea, and we're gonna let her have this and appreciate this for what it is. I love this. This was probably my favorite thing in the show.
Oh, EJ, what did you think about Nivea's spiritual awakenings and her experience in the temple?
Yeah, I loved it. And I am a person who doesn't know very much about Buddhism or any of that, but I do like the little Buddhas. And the most that I know is Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. I mean, I was looking at what? I was looking at Tina, right? That's all I knew. But I did appreciate this. Like, I really, really appreciated this. I was like, when you could feel it, like you felt that it was real. Like there was nothing about this that wasn't real. And I loved how everybody was, with the exception, we just gonna go. I loved how Tammy and Eva was very respectful of this and allowing her to have this moment. And you can see that it was a lot of weight that came off of her. Like whatever, even if you didn't understand it, you felt it. You felt whatever it was, and you knew that it was real, and you were happy for her because she was experiencing something that she really wanted to experience, and that it was everything that she thought that it was going to be and more probably. So I loved it. And that 24 karat gold or whatever it was, that thing was popping.
Listen,
Throw that out there.
listen. And I think that was the largest Buddha in Vietnam. I think they had said was housed at that temple.
Nice.
And again, like I said, you guys, after the heifer left, the show completely turned into everything I knew it could be, right? Full sisterhood, family. This was probably my favorite experience of the trip, and that is when they actually go, because apparently it's a custom in certain parts of Vietnam that families will open up their homes to tourists to come in and actually have a meal with the family. And so it's like, all of these women, like Eva says later in the season, or I believe in the third episode, we've all had like the finest things in life, the luxuries and all of that, but this has kind of been the most peaceful that she's been. And I saw this with this family. They take off their shoes, they're sitting on the floor. People didn't even have a table, and like no one was putting on airs. They got in there with their hands, they ate. This was such a humbling experience, I think, for the ladies. The way they loved on the babies, they interacted with this family. I loved everything about this dinner. EJ, talk to me about it. What did you think about this moment?
I did. I love this moment as well. I thought this was one of the more special moments because we had seen the other places. We saw the really, really nice places, but then we go into their home, and no matter what their home was, it felt like home. It was their home, and you felt welcome. You felt the opening of it. Little baby girl was going around putting stuff in people's hand. Now, me personally, I don't know if I could have done it. I would have just pretended and just been like, did the trick where it was still in my hand. It's just a germaphobe in me when it comes to certain stuff with kids.
Ain't no way I was eating that Pringle.
Okay, but it was cute though. But I love the way that they didn't shy away from it. They just went with it. I mean, even the cameraman went with it. I was like, this is cute. But I loved what Hannah had to say. I love that Hannah was like, you're welcome here anytime. I mean, it was just a moment. I ain't even gonna lie. This was one of the best moments on here. I loved it.
And it would have been ruined by London. It would have been ruined.
She would have messed this up. She would have messed it up.
Tyra, what did you think about this encounter with this lovely family?
I love was. You can see that they had, minor means. They were so welcoming. They were so welcoming. I loved how all of the ladies were open to it. Even Tammy, that was like, baby, I thought we was I had put that ish on. I didn't know he was coming here. Let me tuck my tail and sit on the floor properly. I didn't know we were coming here, but I'm happy that we're here. Like, especially with Nivea. If you don't learn nothing about Nivea, you can tell that she's been through some stuff on just from the little time that we spend to her. And she keeps saying that, as far as the industry goes, like, everybody aren't nice to you. Everybody is just, she's kind of hush hush about it, but you can tell. And this kind of meant a whole lot to her. And it did something individually for every single woman. It did that for Nivea. Babe, Nivea was blowing noses. Mm-hmm. She turned into a whole mama. Then you have Eva. Eva is, reflecting on her life back at home, her children, and kind of wanting to Eva was going through a lot. Eva was going through a lot, but in an emotional way it hit. And even with Tammy, because her home at this point, or what she knew of it with her marriage, and everybody knows Waka, that's little Charlie's father. We don't know nobody else. That's always been that. So the fact that the dynamics are different, this is just reminding her that even though things are changed, I can still have that family, and we can still come to the table, and we can still acknowledge each other and take time without, devices and all of that. I thought this was great. And I thought for a second, I was like, I wonder if this would have changed their situation with London if she happened, but I wouldn't want to take the risk of her maybe coming here and having where are we, the ghetto? Like, I wouldn't, no, exactly. We do not get the white refrigerator situation. You go on back home, baby. Yeah,
because that would have been my fear, that she would have alienated this family, and that would have really pissed me off.
Yeah.
That would have really pissed me off if she offended that family. So by the time we get here to the farmland, and I didn't put the farm pics in, but honey, we go on the rice paddy. That was probably the most hilarious part of this series. That and Tammy falling out the hammock were probably the two funniest parts for me. But mud baths and sisterhood, I loved everything about this. Again, in this little interaction we have with Tammy and Eva on the right, they're basically like, you are nothing like I thought you were going to be. Like, and I love the person that you are. And the time that they took just to love on each other and pour into each other, because Eva is going in through a hard time. We'd find out that she's not really eating. She says, when people are depressed, a lot of times they eat. She does the exact opposite. So whatever else is going on with Eva, she's in my prayers, because her appearance is noticeably different, like Tyra said earlier. But I love the way they took this moment to love on each other, even in the mud baths, even though I was worried about everybody's cooter in this mud. I loved how they were able to connect like as sisters. And that these ladies haven't been friends for no period of time, but it was nice that they could put everything else aside and just connect as sisters. There was no snark. There was no attitude. It was all of them just really loving on each other. Tyra, talk to me about the sisterhood and the mud baths. You getting in that mud bath?
Of course. I'm getting in the mud bath. I'm going to the rice field and picking things, probably with no shoes on. Like, I want the full experience. I want to be one with the land. I'm getting in the mud bath and worried about my coochie later. Okay, we don't have time. We don't have time. Get in the mud bath before I push you in, Ashley.
I'm gonna get in it. But I'm gonna be like Nivea after. She had her panties all the way. She's like,
oh my God, what's this? No, this was beautiful. It was I'm just glad to know that it's not just me, because you kind of come up and you see, especially in the age of social media, it seems like every female, let me not say female, woman, because they were supposed to say that.
Yeah, they get mad if you call people females.
Female. Every woman has their own like set of friends. Like, everybody has friends, or new friends, or girl trip friends, or friends who they've known since childhood. And I've never been that girl. So when I have, or see Tammy or Eva say things like, I don't have that. Like, I have my family, but like core girlfriends, I don't have that. So it was nice to know, like, it's not just me. other women have these struggles also, kind of find those girlfriends now. And it's just kind of hard to mesh with other women because, clearly everybody does not mesh well, but for all of them to meet each other where they are in such a brief time, to just try to relate and support each other and understand and get to know one another. And Eva go model. Okay. Eva said, I'm a model.
Baby, in that
Because
mud.
everything was a headshot. Everything was a headshot here. She looked so gorgeous. Tammy, because at first I said, Tammy ain't getting in that damn mud. She was like, all right, I'm gone. In my Spanx and whatnot, or whatever those was, I'm getting in. Like, I'm just worried about my cooter. But I love this. I love this, and I don't think it was a mistake that as soon as London left, that was just instantaneous bonding out of nowhere when we just couldn't seem to get to that because we were focused on the wrong things.
Absolutely. EJ, what did you think about the mud baths and the sisterhood?
Now, y'all know this was one that I was for. I was for the mud baths at Ricefield. I don't know if I was going to be able to make it because I wasn't sure what was inside of it, but I would try it. I would try. But the mud baths, I was here for it all day long. I love the sisterhood. You can see a big difference once London leaves. Like everybody's guard is immediately like, let's embrace this. Let's stop. It's like you don't have to be on high guard all the time. Like, what is this person going to say? Trying to control your emotions and feelings. This is about letting go of your emotions and feelings and releasing it and just being one with where you are and like really taking all of it in, right? And having people there to share it with and no drama, just fun, sharing, healing, the self-care of it all. I loved all of this. I love this part of it. And I too would have been like, you know what? We're going to worry about that thing later because we got to get up in here. But we'll get up later.
About to get up in it. And shout out to the 78 people that are here in the building. Thank you guys so much for being here. And I want to just let you guys know really quick what the weekly schedule looks like. We will be right back. Thank you guys so much for being here again. And don't forget, members only watch along in just a few short hours, I believe at 9:15 p.m. And tonight is EJ's choice. And we will be watching Talking Dirty After Dark. This is a first time watch for me. So we're going to see what it's hitting on. We're going to see what it's hitting on. And as we wrap this up with the last slide, I thought this was beautiful. We culminate this entire Eat, Slay, Love series with Nivea's birthday that Eva throws for her. She pulls out all the stops. They've got fireworks. They've got lanterns. They've got all the things. And in this moment, they really sat down to set their intentions, like what they got from this trip and what they're going to take moving forward. So for you ladies today, I would love to know an intention that you're setting and what you thought of this whole experience as a whole and them setting their intentions and letting them float off into the water here. EJ, I'll start with you.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I loved this scene right here. I just loved everything about it. It was definitely a vibe, and I think it did everything that it was supposed to do. I feel like we had the right three women here who could really, really embrace this moment and really take advantage of it. And I loved how they all were just open and honest about what their intentions were. And I love those little flower things and stuff like that. I don't know what they're called, but I liked it. It was cute. So as far as intentions for me, I would probably say that an intention that I would probably want to set is just embracing just embracing change and following through on things, and just being open to doing different things. I've never been a person that's open about anything, like about doing different things. Like I kind of get set in my ways. So I think that's like an intention that I want to do better at, just being more open.
I love that. I love that, EJ. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing. Tyra, what did you think about this moment of the ladies setting their intentions? And what's an intention that you've set for yourself?
I thought this was great, even though Tammy wasn't here for all things London. Even her admitting, like, you know what, I thought about London in this moment, and that maybe she should have been here. Like this was a special thing. So her kind of still holding on to the setting intentions thing with London, but kind of doing it in their own way and releasing these lanterns onto the water, this tradition. I thought this was beautiful. Like I thought this was a great way to cap the trip off. And then I was like, oh, it's really just 3 episodes, huh? It's really just 3 episodes. I didn't want this to end. I wanted to see where they were going to go next, and I'm really intrigued to see if and when they're going to bring this back. Are there, going to be different women? Is it going to be longer? I thought this was a great start at something that could be really successful and interchangeable with a lot of women in the industry or entertainment. But my intentions, I just want health and wealth in abundance. I want to feel good. I want to smell good. I want to think good. I want some money. You know what I'm saying? I want some of that. I want some success, and not just for me, just for all of us. I just wish us just all things in life that we're grasping for that seems real far away, but even though they're probably closer than we think, I want them tenfold over for every single person here.
Period.
Oh,
Amen.
yes.
Amen. Amen. No, I absolutely love this moment. I thought it was beautiful because there is power, and I don't think whatever faith you are, there is power in setting intention and there being a group to agree with you in whatever that intention is. So thank you, ladies, so much for sharing yours. And I thought that was beautiful for them. And for me, I think it would be definitely abundance, right? Abundance mindset. I loved EJ, so I'm probably going to take a part of that, being open to the good opportunities and open doors and not being afraid to try something new. So definitely taking both of y'all's. I liked them. But you guys, that's it. That's it for the eat, slay, love. Peacock is doing their big one with reality TV, y'all. If y'all haven't watched Traitors, if you haven't watched, I believe House of Villains is now on Peacock. What is it? The McBee Dynasty. That was something to see, y'all. Go and check out their reality shows. Queen's Court. They do something special over there with the realities on Peacock, and you'll get to see them all in one day. But you guys, before we go, what y'all got going on? Tyra, let the people know what you got going on.
Oh, I'm first.
Yeah.
Not too much. I am still looking for a guest because I really want somebody there to be behind paywall for that conversation that we have revisiting She's Gotta Have It, the 80s Spike Lee film. I really want it to be good, so hopefully that's coming soon. For those who may not know, Tony Todd has just recently passed away, and I do want to celebrate him this up and coming Wednesday with a tribute live, followed by a Candyman watch along. Join if you're there, so we can celebrate that man. That's a horror icon, a Black one, and he is gone, and it feels different. So I do want to discuss that. And of course, you guys know that we are getting into 3 Women tomorrow. Like, please don't miss that. If you have been here for the 3 Women train, y'all know what happened on that episode. Don't miss that. Don't miss that breakdown. And y'all already know, all the way from that Monday when we get into disclaimer, and even getting into Tuesday, we dabble in all things From. So support us in those things. I would appreciate it.
Thank you so much, EJ, the TV junkie. What's going on over there?
Yeah, so of course tonight is gonna, for the members, y'all already know that we're doing the movie night, so I'm gonna be hosting, so I'm excited about that. So can't wait to do that. Of course, I've done my All the Queen's Men trailer. Y'all know All the Queen's Men is coming back. It's one of my top shows on my channel. So I always try to do the most when it comes to that. I try to give the people what they want. So definitely make sure that you are subscribed if that is your jam. And then I just have some other uploads that I'm going to be uploading. I think I did Meet Me Next Christmas. I did a solo upload on that, as well as a solo upload on Eat, Slay, and Love as well. And thank you guys so much for the support, all the things, getting me to 9,000. We on the road to 10,000, y'all. We is manifesting that 10,000 by the end of the year. Let's go.
Period. And you guys, we appreciate you guys popping in. I wasn't sure what was going to turn out, and to get over 80 of y'all in here this evening was amazing. So thank y'all so much for the support. Please make sure that you're subscribed to everybody on this panel, y'all. We know we love you. You know we love you real bad. So go subscribe, hit the notification bell, okay? Run up the uploads. Please leave a comment on them. You know what I mean? Hit a likey like. Leave a comment, do all of the things. But thank you so much. We appreciate you. And I will leave you with a teaser for tonight's watch along. Again, thank y'all so much for the support and for showing up every single time. We appreciate it.
Oh, that's Sinclair. What the f*** you doing in my face? I wasn't doing that.
In here with me. Anyway, Dookie, you don't want me.
I don't either, right?
That is a problem with these other people around here. They causing all this trouble because they mad because they're ugly. There ought to be a law against two ugly people.